Yo, what's up, man? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about Sicario and the symbolism of its characters. When you watch it, it's kind of cool when you look at the three main characters, Kate, Matt, and Alejandro, and you kind of see the symbolism that they have on the war on drugs that pertain to us, that relate to us today. So yeah, I just wanted to dive in and into that, and I'm going to be talking about these guys, separating them into three categories using the old movie. You got Kate the good, you got Matt the bad, and then you got Alejandro the ugly. All right, so let's talk about Kate the good. We're gonna call her the good because she symbolizes the morally upright. She wants to do the right thing. She wants to do the right way. She's just in this for the right reasons. She wants to make a difference. She's like your Girl Scout. She's like the top of the class. She's like Judy Hopps, you know, except she kills people. She kills bad guys. And, you know, Kate's the one that we're all rooting for. She's like the hero. She's the underdog that's going to take down the big bad guy. However, as we venture through the story with Kate, we find out that she's just a pawn. She's being kept in the dark on purpose. She was used. She was taken advantage of because of her position.
You used me as bait. Then where are we going?
Because CIA can't operate within U.S. borders without a domestic agency attached. I told you you'd be useful.
So that's it. That's why I'm here.
And with all that being said, with her being the main character and she being the one that the audience follows, I think in a way, Kate represents us. Not a certain group of people, but she represents the morals that I want to say humanity follows. She, you know, the kind of the same ethic codes that we all have, the unspoken rules that we all have. But again, we know with Kate's struggle, I think it's the same struggle that we face today. That with the morals and the values and the system of justice that we have in our heads and our hearts, it never gets carried through in a perfect way in the real world. It always gets messy somehow. That's exactly what Kate faced. I think she had this perfect picture for what this mission should have looked like when she joined, and she found out that, man, this picture got messed up pretty quick. And that brings us to our next guy, Matt. We're calling him the bad, not because he's this evil villain, but we're calling him the bad because, in a way, he's Kate's personal antagonist. He's like Kate's polar opposite. Whereas Kate, she values morals above the mission, Matt values the mission above the morals. And he symbolizes control, order, government. It's not just the American government, but every government in general, and then and just higher powers. I think we view our governments the same way that Kate views Matt, is that we know that they're on our side, kind of. We know that they're on this mission and stuff like that, but we don't know everything that they're doing. And we know that they have been caught red-handed doing things the wrong way. But there's this very interesting clip that happens when Kate confronts Matt. You know, the polar opposites, you know, collide.
Medellin refers to a time when one group controlled every aspect of the drug trade, providing a measure of order that we could control. And until somebody finds a way to convince 20% of the population to stop snorting and smoking that shit, order's the best we can hope for.
And what's so powerful about this scene is that, you know, Kate joined to take down the people who were responsible for what she saw in the beginning of the film. And that's, I think, how a lot of us view the war on drugs. You know, and it makes sense at first. At first it makes sense. Like, you take down the drug cartels, you take down the drug lords, then it will trickle down. It'll be this chain reaction where from the top down, where it won't get to us anymore, because if there's no supplier, then the buyers can't buy anything, right? But Matt flips that on its head. He's saying, man, if you tell the users, it's the users. They are the ones that are supplying the drug lords. It's not the drug lords supplying them. They are the ones that are feeding the drug lords with their, you know, of course, with their cash, and empowering these people to come on top. So with all that being said, I think Matt represents a couple aspects of government and higher powers. Is that, for one, they see these situations with a clearer perspective. Of course, since they're more involved with it, they see the whole picture than the average person. And then another thing is that there is a lot of manipulation just for control, just for order, a lot of compromising of morals that don't fully solve the problem, but it's just a way to maintain it. All right, now Matt brings us to the last guy, Alejandro. And Alejandro, he was everyone's favorite guy because he's your anti-hero. Everyone loves the anti-hero. He was my favorite part of the film. And this is a side note. I think Alejandro was the main reason why they made Sicario 2. But I don't think that they really needed the sequel. Because again, I think Sicario was just supposed to just be this standalone movie. And I think doing one movie a lot of times it's better than making like an action hit trilogy, you know, trying to capitalize on a franchise or something like that. But seeing Alejandro do some damage was pretty dang fun to watch. Okay, anyways, we're calling Alejandro the ugly because he just represents the ugly side to it all, specifically from Matt. And Alejandro, he represents the consequences that happen when you compromise morals. Alejandro was kind of like this beast that Matt unleashed upon the world. They both had the same target in mind, but anyone in Alejandro's way was going to get killed. And that was just the ugly side to it all. And also that they had to cover up a lot of the stuff that Alejandro did. Even who he is, he's a hitman for another cartel. You know what Kate was saying, he works for the competition. A lot of this stuff, of course, cannot be brought to light. It's just very dark, it's very ugly, very off the books.
Shall we?
No, it's better if you don't. Something happens in that room. It's easier to say you didn't see anything.
And another way to look at it, to put it in perspective, is if Kate was in charge of this whole mission, what would she have done? She would only kill the criminals that shot back at her. For all the criminals that surrendered, most likely they would be taken in. Even the head honcho, the target, the guy at the dinner table, I'm pretty sure he would have been taken in. Family for sure would not be killed at the dinner table. Kate would have taken them in, and whatever. And Kate, again, she would have valued the morals while accomplishing her mission. And then you just look at Alejandro, what he did, and it was just everyone, just death. He just brought death and violence everywhere. Anyways, just to sum it all up, I think what a lot of people got from this film, I mean, there's so many other great Sicario video essays out there, and I think what a lot of people were getting was this mixture of morality that we're not really used to. Villanueve just kind of stirred up the pot. Like, we're used to these characters, the good, the bad, the ugly. We're used to them, but them being in this film, they were not portrayed in the way that we're used to seeing. The good, they're always the superheroes that come out on top. They defeat the bad guy. They come out victorious in the end. Kate, not so much. You saw her kind of deteriorate. You saw her kind of get broken down throughout the film and kind of lose hope in the system that she was fighting for. And then the bad, the bad, of course, are usually the villain, the evil guy. But with Matt, he wasn't this evil guy. He was kind of just more so reality that hits you in the face. He just smacks you with the dark truth and say, hey, this is the best that we have, and this is the best that we're going to do with it. And then you have the ugly. They're usually like the monster that, kills everyone. They're like the big darkness that has to be killed or smited or whatever. But with Alejandro, that wasn't the case. He was this man on a personal vendetta, on a personal mission where in some perspectives you could see him kind of as the good guy, getting vengeance for his family. So anyways, I thought that was pretty neat. I think it's unique writing. It's fun to watch the cliche movies that have, your cliche good, bad, and ugly. But then I think it's cool when directors and writers think outside the box and make something different for these roles. That's really refreshing to see. So anyways, hey, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.